What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. Now a couple of days ago I was playing on Bishop's MX Farm track, which was part of the Oceania series, and in there I said over the next coming days I'm going to do a video on a track that I found on MXB shop that has kind of gone undetected by me. I've not seen any screenshots taken of the track, I've not seen anybody playing the track itself. This is the SIRL Skill Issue Racing. Again, perfect transition. This happened yesterday on Checkers Track. Skill Issue Racing League Test Track. Now, this is a track created by Austin Crank, and so it came out at the very, very beginning of October. It looks pretty damn solid, to be fair. Like the norm work and texture and stuff looks really nice through these whoops as well. The lighting looks really cool, the way it's hitting the side of the jumps also. It has got, I think that's like 20-ish gates, maybe. So you can get a few races going on here as well. And, of course, with the big lead-up to SMX coming, I'm always happy to get some more indoors practice on the go. I mean, well, we are outdoors, but you know what I mean, indoor practice. And it's one of the longer Supercross tracks that I see as well. A lot of the real Supercross tracks these days have very, very short lap times. You're looking at maybe 50 seconds or so, whereas I think this one might end up going up to maybe the minute-plus mark. We'll have a look when we spin some laps to see how it rides. But it looks really, really nice. Like, the texturing's good, the norms are good. And then we've also got some rut action going on in the sand here as well. So I think you hit that from the other direction. So you're going to be hitting it this way. So you can't hit it too fast or you're going to get all cross-rutted. You can't try and scrub it too hard because the same will happen there. So a little bit of technicality to it. Interested to see how the whoops are going to ride, if they'll be easy or difficult. No idea until we get on there. Although I am very, very confident in the suspension that I've got on the Yamaha at the moment. Again, I'm not riding my own bike. This is one of 327's bike from... It might even be 2022 season, to be fair. Maybe not even 2023. No idea. I can't remember. But it's in my game, so I put it on, and that's what I'm using. So, cool. Without further ado, let's spin some laps and try and get a really nice flow going. Now, I don't know how well you'll be able to hear it on YouTube, over the engine and over my voice, etc. But there is a backing track of birds just tweeting away in the background. And it is the same bird backing track that I've heard on so many different tracks. And I don't know if it's just the public asset, that maybe it's on MXB Mods or something, or if I go to YouTube and I type in birds singing background noise, I wonder if that will be like the first result that comes up. Because I hear like every track that does have any sort of wildlife in the background, it is that exact same bird just tweeting away. And I just find it quite funny, to be fair. It's very, very interesting. It's in the same way that a lot of tracks these days, my Arena Cross tracks included, use a certain set of like masking and textures for the jumps, and it's just one of them things that you pick up on when you play enough tracks eventually. So we're going to see how this goes. My goal for this really is to try and get a clean lap by the end of it. That is the main goal. So we're going to see if we can do that. Where is the finish line as well? It's over, I don't know where the finish line is, I can't see it at all, but I'm going to be interested to see how this new bike handles this. I don't know if this was a track that was originally being made for the old bikes and then the update came out and maybe it's not as good as it used to be, or if this is something that was just made on these new bikes, so it should be kind of perfectly scaled. But we're going to see what we can do. So I've just hit the finish line there. We've got, oh, big old dragons back there. The top lip of that, the fourth, I guess you'll call it a whoop, very, very high compared to the rest. I'm going to swing out wide. Let's practice our flat tracking a little bit. Try and get the bike turned and then pointed in a straight line as well as possible. The whoops are quite straightforward, actually. Very, very easy. I say very, they are on the easier side. You can still definitely drop a front wheel and get it very, very wrong. Don't think I want to be going double in through that section. I definitely want to try and triple in. I've noticed in the 90-degree corners on these bikes, I'm finding myself using the berm of the 90s a lot more than I ever would in the past. Previously, you'd just be able to flat track on the inside, but now, depending on how big that triple is after the 90, you can't really get away with it too much, unless you get a really, really good angle of apex in it, to where you're barely turning at all. But other than that, it's pretty damn difficult, because you try and get on the power, and obviously you're fighting the back end the entire time. Triple into here, again using this outside that I probably wouldn't usually use. But you saw how much easier that made my life in stepping onto that table and step off. It looks like rhythm-wise, it's quite straightforward in what the game wants you to do. Hang on, let me see. Can I quad this? Yo, yeet. Oh yeah, you can very easily as well. It seems quite simple on what the track wants you to do. It doesn't seem like there's any, let's say, more technical lines where you want to check up and maybe double in rather than send a triple because it's faster. It feels like in every rhythm, if you can triple, that is the best way to do it. I'm going to try tripling in here as well from the outside. There you go, triple. And you can tell by the way the textures and the norms have been done on the ground with these bike lines that that's what it wants you to do as well. Let's see where you're landing and where you're taking off. Sand section, not too difficult either. You just want to make sure that you get slotted inside one of these ruts over the sand wall. And it's nice there is one bit of the track that makes you slow down a bit there. I did forget where on the track I was. Otherwise I would have stepped onto that tabletop there as normal. So we're a bit slower this time. And in terms of lap time, is this track... Wait, is this lap actually slower than the first one? I swear I went super slow on the first lap. Oh well, we'll carry on going and see how it goes. I'm hoping that my max HUD is just being a bit goofy, a bit silly. It happens sometimes. But lap time at the moment, 1 minute 20-ish. That's well over that minute mark that I was talking about in the intro. I do... Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Jumped too far. The front end, you can only take so much. You know, it's quite springy, so it can only go so far before it gives out on you. You have to be pretty damn precise, actually. It's quite forgiving in the whoops, and it's really good out the gate. But when you land really hard on like the face of a berm, for example, or say I overjump this triple and I flat land it, you do get quite a big rebound on the other end. Which, I mean, Supercross isn't meant to be easy, is it? You are meant to be as perfect as you can be. And you want to try and downside everything as best as you can, stay as low as possible everywhere. I managed to stay a little bit further on the inside that time, rather than going all the way around the 90. So I'm just seeing the areas where I can and can't get away with flat tracking. I wonder, do you reckon it's worth jumping that wall a little bit and seeing if I can double or triple out the sand rather than slowing all the way down to hit it normally? It wouldn't surprise me if people see this and then they start going and try and run in some hot laps. The media channels of every Discord I think I'm a part of recently have just been overflowing with people running hot lap videos. It's pretty insane, pretty disgusting, if I have to say so myself. It definitely makes me feel bad about myself, because I'll start feeling comfy on these bikes and then run a certain lap, but without going for like unrealistic heaters, to be fair, just spinning lap after lap after lap, not restarting over and over. I'll run a lap that I feel pretty comfortable with, and then go and check the top boys' fast laps around that same track, and I'll be 1.5 to 2 seconds off. And so, oh, well, where's all that time come from? And I'll go and watch the lap time, and it really doesn't look like they do anything different. I think it's just, again, just general more momentum around the entirety of the track. So hopefully I can pick up the pace a little bit come 2025 Supercross. I don't really mind how SMX goes. At least to my knowledge, I don't think there's any special prizes for it in particular. At least there's nothing been announced just yet. If there is, then cool, all the more better. It's going to make me probably try harder, but as of right now, I think I'm just going to use it as some practice, but just for 2025, just to see how it goes as well. Did manage to jump out of that wall jump there. I didn't gain any time. If anything, I lost some time, and I think it's just because I'm going up rather than driving forwards. So checking up could generally be the quickest way. If you want a tip, I'm seeing people only just discovering this, even after a couple of years playing the game. If you're struggling in whoops, when you get into the whoops, change up as many gears as you can, because it will just track through them so much better. The bike will stay a lot straighter, you'll get a lot more momentum going forwards as well, and it's something that I've done for the longest time now. I can't even remember what bikes it was originally. Do you know... I mean, you guys all know this. You are a lot better when it comes to remembering things than me. When Stone Rider very first released the Start Your Systems test track, the original one, not the remastered one, whatever bikes we had around that time, I think everyone was doing a bit of searching as well in terms of trying to find a meta. And I think that's just when some newer bikes came out also. And I think it might have been Chicken that was playing on the Honda 450 at the time, and he banged it up through the gears and it just tracked through the whoops like nothing I'd ever seen before, better than any other bike that I'd seen. Basically ever since then I've just tried putting it all the way up to 5th if I can do. If you're on an Austrian bike and you've got quick shift, that's obviously much easier to do than a standard bike because you just don't lose any time from it. On a standard bike you can get away with just going up to maybe 4th gear, and then you only have to double downshift as you come out of the whoops as well. But that's the issue. Shifting up to 5th is no problem at all. But I've just shifted up to 5th there. But when I get to the end of these whoops and I've got this corner straight afterwards, changing all the way down back to 2nd again, it can be a bit difficult, especially for people that don't play claw. Like if you just play normally and you have to take your thumb off your right stick to change up and down, then I guess you're kind of losing time from doing that. Luckily for me, I can do both at the same time with no issue at all. So maybe that is just a bit of a biased opinion. I hope not. I hope not. But this somehow... Oh no. Didn't mean to go that far. Go on, write it out. Nope. I was just about to say, somehow I'm 0.5 seconds up after just the finish line. I guess I held a tighter line in the corner, but I overjumped the first step on, so I almost went step over, and that completely ruined all my momentum. But in terms of the lines around here, there's nothing overly difficult or complicated or hard to work out. It is just step onto the furthest tabletop you can, and if there's not a tabletop, then triple in. No, not really any other issues than that. And I don't even think it would be that difficult of a track on a 250 either. I don't think you will be particularly stretching to reach some of these jumps. I mean, you saw there, I barely had any momentum going forwards. Didn't go around the outside in the corner either to get more speed, and still stepped onto that first tabletop, but the third jump there, no problem at all. And then the whoops, you just have to make sure you have a good amount of speed going into them, and just don't wheelie through them and drop your front end like I did, because then you're going to be fighting your way through the rest of them. That was a very, very bad example. Very bad example indeed. We're up and over that bad boy. Stretch this out. Lovely. On, off. Double into the corner. We don't want to jump too far into the corner that time, and it was so much easier. I want to get a decent lap on the go, just to kind of show the track off as much as I can. Here we go, we're 0.5-ish up again, even though I massively encased the finish line and lost all my momentum. I imagine that he's probably been quite... Well, not very... What's the word? Just unstrict. He's been quite lenient with the timing gates, I think. I don't think I've had any cuts or missed any timing gates at all, and in corners like going back across that start straight, I have drifted out quite wide. And over this. So if I can land on the right here, cut across to the left, drift out to the right again, you can straight line it, land on that tabletop, get all that momentum going forwards. Oh, I didn't mean to go on... I'm very surprised my wheels didn't give out there, because I was on top of that rut rather than being inside of it. And go from the inside again, on, off. I love when there's multiple on-offs back to back. You can just go on and off, keep all that momentum moving forwards as much as you can, keep the tyres, push the bike down into the ground as hard as possible, keep that momentum going forwards. I absolutely love it. Shift down to second at the end of the whoops, scrub this triple in, and a triple again. Can I hit this step on from the inside? Yes, although it's a little bit messy. And then I'm going to check up, because I'm a tryhard, going to hug the inside here, into the finish line. What was that? Lap time, it can definitely be beaten. It wasn't the cleanest by any means, a 1:16.5. So there you go, if you want to give yourselves a little bit of a challenge, I guess, and you want a new Supercross track to play and just to try and gauge where you'd be at, maybe 1:16.5, that's not terrible at all. I imagine if the fast boys load this up and try and beat it, probably wouldn't take very long. I say that's taken me 8 laps while trying to talk at the same time. You can definitely gain a whole lot of time in the whoops from wheeling them. As we know, in years past, people have been able to blitz the whoops on the back wheel the entire way through, and you can gain a second, if not more than a second, through some whoop sections if you do it well. There's a technique that I have not quite mastered yet, although it would be handy to know ahead of the 2025 season. Maybe that's something I'll practice. We'll see. No idea. But yeah, the next few days for me are going to be nothing but Call of Duty grinding. So have a look on the old YouTubes or on Twitch. I should be multi-streaming both of them at the same time. If you don't see me on Twitch because I can't get it all working properly, then it will probably just be on YouTube. So if you want something in the background on your second monitor, if you want to see me rage and be very mid at FPS games, then that is the way to go. And just come and show some love and support and let me know how you're finding the game overall as well. So if you enjoyed this video, then please do drop a like. It's very much appreciated. It helps get the video out to more and more people. If you like what you see and you want to see some more videos from me, then drop a like. No, don't do that. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. And have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.
Lynn's in the zone, never backing down. Riding MX bikes, he's the talk of the town. 2022 champ with a YouTube crown. His game is tight, no signs of slowing down. Late nights, bright lights, he's chasing that fame in the digital arena. Writing his name, she's a 10 out of 10. Supporting his lane, hairline might receive, but his passion's the same.